Hey everybody, so today's video is kind of inspired by a tweet I saw by Moto on Twitter the other day, and he was basically just saying about he was following a biker who was riding along in slow traffic, dragging their feet, and saying about how he didn't like that basically. And I'm fully with him on this one, because I honestly believe there is a skill which many bikers are vastly underdeveloped in. And what I mean by this is people want to push their skills to go faster, to corner better, to maybe get their knee down, to wheelie, all these sorts of things. But then when you watch these same riders, you know, in a car park or trying to do a turn in the road, it becomes instantly apparent that their slow control skills are very much undeveloped. Now I understand for some people they don't understand why it's so important in your test to not put your foot down while doing a turn in the road or something like that. And yeah, I agree with you. What difference does it really make? Well, you can be tripped while you're doing that and you can end up falling over, so you need to be more comfortable and more balanced while on the bike. Well, the way I taught myself slow control is the same as what I said to Moto as a reply. And that was just basically that if my feet touch the ground while I'm riding a bike, that means I've done one of two things. I've failed my braking judgment, or I've already been stationary for a few seconds and now my feet are going to go on the ground. But at no point would I have been moving during the time my feet touch the ground. Point being, I hardly ever take my feet off the pegs when I ride bikes, and because it comes out the back of doing slow control practice. Now the way I taught myself progressively over time was by playing the red light game, where you basically try to not put your feet down as long as possible at every red light and junction where it's safe to do so. Don't get to the point that you're like wobbling side to side like crazy and you're about to fall off, because you don't want to fall off in traffic, you know. But this is, you know, you judge the braking distance, so you slow down to it, and then you try not to put your feet down. The other way that I taught myself slow control, and you could do this too, is I practiced doing circles until the point I got down to doing full lock circles on just clutch control without putting my feet down at any point. You know, you have to just be comfortable and build up to this. Now, I've purposefully chosen my XJ6 to be riding today, because if I did this on my DR, people would say, "Oh man, that's so easy on a DR, it weighs nothing." Well, chonky sports tourer thing. Now, as you may know, I have a playlist of videos made specifically to help new riders learn new skills, and I do have ones on slow control. My Mod 1 video and the Spicy Slow Control Challenge video have existed for a long time. And I said in that video, you know, the Spicy Slow Control Challenge, try this, do a video and put it up. But if you drop your bike in the process, I ain't responsible. Well, I only had one person get back to me about that, and they were trying to blame me, I think, for them dropping their bike, but a little bit indirectly, which was interesting. But anyway, the point is, I've done videos on this in the past. And it's true, when you ride around and you watch people in traffic, very often you're like, wow, you really can't keep that bike balanced at a low speed, can you? Another example is when you see people trying to do U-turns on sports bikes in places. Now I know they've got a very wide turning radius because of the way that the steering is, but that's not no, because I can do it on those bikes. Of course, people will say, well, if you're suggesting other people aren't very good at it, why don't you show us how it's supposed to be done? Why don't you show us that it's actually very, very easy to do a turn in the road, or as we are in this case, doing full circles, and that's in both directions, although I'm not as good to the left as I used to be. There you go. And the other thing is stopping. My feet are up. My feet are up. My feet are up. My feet still up. Make sure no one's around. You can, oh, hold on. You can stop, and you can keep going. You can do it one-handed, which actually is probably easier. Rear brake in one hand. Feet are up. And yet, trying to do this in traffic, what do you see? People like both feet down on this, like, oh God, or why?
This is actually the second time I made this video, because I tried to do this yesterday and didn't get any audio from it, unfortunately. On that occasion, I showed I could still do this on a uneven gravel beach car park with 24 cans of Coke and shopping on me.
after doing those U-turns, I completely forgot to get off and show you a small fact. I had 24 cans of Coke on the back of the bike at the time and a bag of shopping. Again, does it really matter that much? No, I guess. But it's just surprising that so few people try and practice the skill of slow control, because it all comes into bike skill, you know. I know a lot of people will just be like, I can do that, no problem, I can do that, what are you talking about, it's easy, no one's got a problem with that. Alright, fine, but pay attention to what people are doing out there, and if you really think I'm wrong, take my spicy slow control challenge and make a video of yourself doing these things. But if you drop your bike, if you stove that thing into the ground, it's got nothing to do with me. And this is why you always push your skills. If you always push your skills, you just get better and better with time. Haha, see, clutch control still exists, you have to catch it. But this should be fairly easy to people. Anyway, I think you've seen my point. I just believe that this is something that most people should be able to do. I believe it is a skill. I know I'm pushing things over the top here as well. I'm going way too slow than you normally would. But you do. If you're in really slow traffic and you want to get through time without being bored. Well, there we go. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you want to show off your skills and show me how terrible I am, do that. Make a video. Show us. Huge thanks to my Patreon supporters, of course. I've just realised I'm doing this outside the ladies' toilet, so maybe I'll move. Hold on. I don't want someone to walk out and there's like 2 cameras just like, hi! Did you have a good poo? There we go. Huge thanks to my Patreon supporters. I really do very much appreciate you. Do hit that like button if you would, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.